gamers, Cody Gaming 64 here, and welcome to a bit of a different kind of video. Today I'm here with Greenigi.
Hello!
And instead of, playing a video game, we're going to be ranking video games. A while ago, my buddy Landon asked me to do a tier list of the mainline Mario games. I said I'd do it, and I haven't gotten to it. Only in my recent Milestones video did he remind me of it, and I'm like, well, I better get to it. And I wanted to do this in, the style of what we've been doing, so I invited a friend. So, here is how everything is going to work. I have found a tier list, and I'm pretty sure this has every single mainline Mario. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to be ranking them from what we think is the better Mario game, and rating them on terms of, on different terms. In terms of SSS. Well, let's say double S plus. S A B C D and F tiers. Alright, so we've included every mainline Mario game, as well as two little ones that I'm not sure really count, but we're going to count them anyways. Starting with... I'm just going to count
one I don't think that counts should be Mario 64 DS. I don't think that one should count.
I think technically it should count, because it is technically a brand new game. It adds new levels and new stars and all that. New bosses.
Well, in that case, then yeah.
If we're counting Bowser's Fury, we're counting 64 DS. But anyways, that's not important. All right, so let's get started. Starting off with the classic arcade Donkey Kong.
Ooh,
that is it's one of those. Yes, it's a hard fucking
It was
game.
the first game that Mario was in, so I would give that probably a.
It is a good game, but it also...
Probably the top tier. Wait, no, not the top tier. Probably an S tier.
It's a great game, but here in the US, it is so damn difficult because it doesn't play all the stages in order.
You think that's difficult? Just wait until you play Mario 2, the one from Japan.
I've played it before. I've beaten it. I've beaten that game.
That one is way more harder than Donkey Kong. I've played Donkey Kong,
but
and I've beaten that game at least
difficult.
3 times.
Yes. Thing is, it doesn't, here in the US, it doesn't play the stages in order, meaning you have to play through 3 revolutions just to reach one stage that was hidden in the NES version. And I know, technically, according to the screen, it says that we're using the NES versions of the game, but I'm technically judging them via their arcade counterparts.
Alright, yeah, but I give it, an S or an A tier because it's... the first game that Mario appeared in.
It is an awesome game. It's an awesome arcade game. It's an awesome game. I'm going to put it in A tier.
Alright, yeah, I
solid
can agree with that,
A.
And I can accept that.
That's fair.
Donkey Kong Jr. I'll probably give that a B or an A tier.
I kind of want to put it in a C. I don't like Donkey Kong Jr. I don't like it.
C. Actually, yeah, I kind of agree with you on that.
Because it kind of goes against, I know it's supposed to be technically a whole entirely different game, but it kind of goes against the entire formula of Donkey Kong as a whole. But it also follows it to a weird degree. It makes my brain think this is familiar, this is not familiar, this is familiar, this is not familiar. I don't like it. I think it's a good game, aimed to play every once in a while. It's not timeless like Donkey Kong was.
Wait a minute. If we are counting Mario 64 DS, then I think we should count Mario RPG, too.
Well, Mario RPG is an RPG. We're counting the mainline Mario games.
Oh.
Why? Where did you get that
Well, in that case, yeah, then... I don't know.
Okay.
Anyways, anyway, Donkey Kong Jr. Probably put it in B tier.
I'm putting it in C tier, because I'm not a huge fan, but it's not terrible.
It's not terrible. Mario 1 definitely in the top tier.
It is very good. It is a very good start.
It's good.
However,
it's what saved the video game. It's what saved the video game industry in the 80s.
Yeah,
basically what if Mario Bros did not exist.
We probably wouldn't have a lot of the games that we have right now.
Then we probably wouldn't have video games what they are today.
Yes. However, I am going to say this. compared to a lot of other games of the Mario games, especially the ones on NES, the original Mario Brothers does feel dated. Hated. It's timeless, but like compared to the other two or three, depending on how you want to see it, NES games, it is definitely the worst. Not because it's bad, but because the other three games just did the formula so much better.
Yeah. So I'd probably give it like an S or like the top tier.
I'm putting the original Mario Brothers as it is a timeless classic that I can always come back to at S tier. It's not one of my favorites.
Alright.
And I don't find myself going back to it as often, but I'm not going to turn away going back to it.
I find myself going, myself included, I actually do find myself going back to it and playing it. Same with the Japanese sequel. Lost Levels.
Speaking of Lost Levels, that's what we're talking about next. Yep. Now, if we're talking about worthy sequels, this is a definite harder worthy sequel.
It's a harder, most good sequel. And it leads me to think, what if we got Mario 3, like, based off of the original and the second game?
That would have been weird, but, like, anyways.
It would have been weird, but cool.
But, yeah. Lost Levels, I feel like it was Japan, and it wasn't released over here until later. And the reason they did it was because they thought Americans wouldn't be able to beat it. Yeah. They were wrong, mostly, but they had a point.
They were wrong for the most part.
They had a point. Because this game is absolutely super difficult. And my one nitpick I have, and it's a nitpick, it's not like anything that really goes against the game, is there isn't really a two-player mode.
Yeah, true. Like, I would put it it's probably A or B.
Yes, but I do think it's fine because it does let you play as Luigi for the first time.
It does.
And that gives points to any game. So I'm willing to put Lost Levels in A tier because I think the difficulty is just really, really fucking high. Alright. Next up is Mario Brothers 2, aka Mario USA.
This one, I think it should go in B tier because it's weird. It's not like the first one.
It's weird,
and it's revealed that the entire game was just a dream that Mario had.
It's weird, that whole thing. I don't know how to feel about the entire game being a dream. Because if it is a dream, how come we still see Shy Guys and Birdos today?
Yeah, true. But still, at the end of the game, when you beat it, it is revealed that Mario did have a fucking dream.
Yeah, whatever. Okay. I do agree. It is a weird game. It's not a bad game, though. I do think it's still good. And I do think it is a worthy sequel to the original Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Despite it being a clone of another game. Mario Bros. 2 is great. Mario Bros. 2 is great. Moving on. Next up is Super Mario Bros. 3. I think I can safely say this one is probably going to be the first SS Plus game.
Yeah, I agree, because it is one of the first games that I have ever played in my lifetime.
Yes.
It was the first game I was introduced to.
Well, not even that. It just took the original Mario formula and made it so much better, introducing new power-ups,
it made it
new level design, new line, and new worlds. It's just worlds and world themes too. Yeah. And like the original Mario formula. Technically, Super Mario Bros. 2. I should be calling it Super Mario USA in order to not keep confusing it. But Super Mario USA was technically the first to do it, but Mario Bros. 3 was the first to do it with the classic Mario formula.
Yeah.
And really, I just find it to be the most enjoyable experience on the NES when it comes to classic 2D platformers.
Yep.
So, this is an SS Plus tier. Moving on. Next up is Super Mario Land, the first ever Game Boy game. I will admit, compared to a lot of other Game Boy games, this game has aged. I kind of
didn't like it.
Really? I mean, I really liked it, because I liked it.
I did like it, but I also kind of didn't, because it's kind of hard to tell what I'm looking at, because it's a Game Boy screen.
Well, it's weird, because with the Game Boy screen, they still, in the sequel, they made everything look much better. But in this one, I think it's because I think it's because they were just finding their footing, as this is one of the very first Game Boy games. So
it was also the first handheld Mario game. Wait, no, not the first handheld Mario game. That was a Game & Watch.
Well, it's the first. Well, never mind. But yeah, I think it's pretty good. But Greenigi does not think so.
I would put it in like A or B tier. Then
I'm willing to put it in B tier. I'm willing to compromise with you on this.
Yeah, definitely B tier then.
All right, Super Mario World.
Super Mario World is going in S tier no matter what. That is a good game.
I'm not. People are gonna hate me for this. I'm not the biggest fan of Mario World.
Why?
It's not that it's a bad game. It's just I feel like it kind of does a little bit too much.
I mean, yeah, kind of. But it is
like
the game that
it was a big scope,
Yoshi.
and it introduced Yoshi, which is an awesome mechanic. I just don't. I can see why people really like it. I just personally can't truly get behind it. I think it's a good game, but I don't want. But I'm not. I still think a lot of the other Mario games are better. But anyways, I'm willing to put Mario World in A tier, mainly because it's still a good game, but I don't think it's worthy of S tier.
Alright, yeah, I agree with that. It's reasonable.
Next up is Super Mario Land 2. Oh
Super
my
Mario
god.
Land 2.
I love this game.
I would put that in A tier or S tier.
I love this game. But it has flaws. It has so many flaws.
It introduced us to Wario.
One of the best characters in the Mario. Wario from the Bronx. But anyways, the slowdown in this game is really terrible. I've experienced it, and it's not great. The slowdown makes it much harder to time your jumps and everything. The world themes are actually really unique compared to most Mario games that I've played.
Yeah.
Because you have inside of a tree trunk, you have an outer space, you have inside of a Halloween pumpkin theme, you have mechanical Robo Mario, you have underwater.
And there's a reference to like Nintendo's like knockoff Lego bricks.
Yeah. And then there was there's the tiny one. I love that world. It introduced us to Wario, but then again, it's kind of in a small irrelevant footnote. Because they don't really reference this game all that often.
That is
really
true.
The biggest takeaway from that game was Wario, and even then they didn't really do a whole ton with him afterwards. I mean, they did a ton with him in Wario Land, but like outside of Wario Land, not a whole lot.
I mean, the first Mario Land introduced us to Daisy.
Yeah, and really they didn't do a whole ton with her either, or much less compared to Wario. But, I don't know. I still think it's a great game. I kind of want to put it in S tier, but I think with the slowdown and how irrelevant it is, it's just going to be an A tier.
Yeah. I'll put it in A.
Yeah. Next up is Super Mario 64. Hands down.
Definitely an SS tier.
Plus. Yes, SS plus. That is if you want to talk about one of the best 3D platformers ever, you talk about Mario 64. Or you have two choices when it comes to talking about the best 3D platformer. It's either Mario 64 or Banjo-Kazooie. 9 times out of 10 for me, it's Mario 64 every day. The controls so fluid. The graphics amazing, and they don't. That's fair. I mean, if Banjo-Kazooie is still an amazing game, but as I said, graphics, even though from the 90s, they still look absolutely great. The level design, the music. This game is just iconic. You may not know a whole ton about Mario, but you will know Mario 64 just from hearing its soundtrack.
Yep.
It's just iconic, and probably the most iconic Mario game ever.
Yeah.
So, and for that reason, I put it on SS+. Next up is Mario Sunshine.
This one will probably go in S tier. Because it's good.
It's good, but my problem with it
Yoshi.
is it's really fucking weird.
Yeah.
Weird. It introduced us to Bowser Jr. I will give it that. And Flood.
It did.
Isle Delfino.
What is supposed to be that giant blooper boss thing at the beginning?
Gooper blooper.
What is? Yeah, what is that? And also, what is the giant piranha gooey monster?
There's very few takeaways you can take from Mario Sunshine. It takes a lot more.
Yeah, and also the toads, they sound like they're high. What is this icky gooey stuff?
Okay,
it looks yummy.
Overall, I just think the controls are it's a lot more fluent than Mario 64, don't get me wrong, but I think the controls just don't feel as great as Mario 64.
They feel goofy.
Yes. I just think that this being Mario's outing on the GameCube was not amazing.
Yeah. I would give it an S or an A tier.
I personally want to put it in B tier, but I'm willing to compromise with you on this and put it in A tier. It's good,
yeah.
But that's as much as I can
It is
give
good, but it's really, really goofy.
Mario 64 DS. I love this game to bits.
SS tier.
It's a good game. My problem with it, though,
and it has
is
Luigi
it does...
in it, so that way everyone would shut up.
Yes. My problem with it is, it doesn't do enough to distinguish itself from the original.
Yeah.
It has all the same levels with a couple of new ones. And those new ones being battle levels. They were mainly made for battle mode, which battle mode in itself was not amazing. And I think when it comes to other Nintendo games and their battle modes, this one's one of the weakest. And really, even with the new stars and new characters, they don't do a whole ton to make it seem necessary. Really, for most stars, you could just play as Luigi and get them normally. Very rarely do you have to switch characters, and even then, you have caps in the level to switch characters on the fly.
Also, it did give us Ella's Real for the next generation.
Yes, the whole
Waluigi and Mario 64 DS.
Yeah. Waluigi still needs to get his own game.
Waluigi's taco stand. We need to play that.
I'm down to play that, yes. But anyways,
hopefully
Mario 64 DS, it's a great game because, it's Mario 64. But it doesn't do a whole lot to stand out. And for that reason, I'm going to probably have to put it in B tier.
Yeah. I hope that
Wario did dirty.
I hope. Yeah, Wario did get it. Wario and Waluigi got done dirty in that game.
Yeah. Anyways.
But there are some ROM hacks that I hope are in SM64 co-op.
Yeah. Next up is New Super Mario Bros. On the Nintendo DS.
I would give this.
And can I just say, I think this is probably my second favorite 2D Mario game. My second favorite.
I actually agree with you on that because there is a little theme that lets you play as Luigi. There's a little secret code that lets you play as Luigi early.
It's not so secret, but yeah. But
I mean, it's not secret, but you can do it.
Yes.
I don't know why it's a secret.
And New Super Mario Bros. On the DS was just amazing. This was Mario Wii before Mario Wii. This was good. And it did a whole lot. It introduced a bunch of new power-ups like the Mega Mushroom and the Blue Shell. Oh, and the Mini Mushroom. All amazing power-ups. The world themes were amazing, especially the last world. That fire, water, spooky world was awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm starting to think that we might not get any F tiers or D tiers.
We might not. I don't know. But
yeah.
But the bosses are the bosses in normal castles are fine. I don't know why they had to have the mini bosses with Bowser Jr. as they don't really add any substance.
Yeah, I don't know why either.
Remove the mini bosses and you have probably one of the best 2D Mario games there. Even still, with the mini bosses, you have one of the best 2D Marios.
That is true.
I'm willing to put this in S.
An A or S tier.
I'm putting it in S tier. Just normal S.
Alright.
Super
Mario Galaxy SS Plus.
SS Plus tier. This game is my favorite.
It's really good.
It's my favorite 3D Mario game. Hands down. hands down. Odyssey and 64 may come close, but Galaxy always has a special place in my heart because it's just such a great game. The soundtrack,
it does.
There is no better Mario soundtrack in most games, I can say. Mario
it's
Galaxy,
also one of the games I remember playing with my brother a lot.
The story, the worlds, it just felt you were on a giant space odyssey, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. SS plus tier, no discussion. New Super Mario Bros. Wii.
Okay, this game, I will give it either an S tier or an A tier, or maybe even a B tier.
I might be in the minority for this one, but I'm not the biggest fan of this one. And it might be because we've had like New Super Mario Bros. U and New Super Mario Bros. 2, which are very, very similar to it. Right. It's just this game kind of just set a standard for what Mario was going forward, and I'm not the biggest fan of that.
Alright, I would put it in either B, C, or D tier.
But like the game itself is good. The mechanics are good. The controls are good.
So in that case, I would put it in C tier.
And it brought back the Koopalings. It brought back the Koopalings. So
it did. It did. So I'll put it in C tier.
I'll put it in B tier because it's still a great game. I just don't think. I just personally think there are much better ones. Mario Galaxy 2. Okay, originally if you would have asked me a couple of days ago, I would have said this was also really good. Probably S tier. My mind has changed though because my buddy Isaac, who works at GameStop, aka Dashpoint, he said that he didn't like it as much because
Mario
it didn't...
from the Bronx.
Yes. He said he didn't like Mario Galaxy 2 as much because it didn't feel as much of a space odyssey as the original Galaxy was. As I went back and played it, I realized he's kind of right.
He is. He is kind of right.
It doesn't really add that much. It adds Yoshi, don't get me wrong. But, like, besides that, it adds a couple of iconic power-ups. But the worlds themselves don't really feel like actual galaxies or planets. They just feel like random places. He says, the gameplay is still great. It's just, it's not as good as it could be. I'm going to probably put this in A tier. Here. If you want to play Mario Galaxy, play the original. I don't mind if you play the second. Then play the original first. Then play the second one. Don't go straight into the second one just because there's new stuff.
Also, the second one, it has like those like weird alien humanoid things that are watching you in the background. That, those always freak me out. Speaking of which, they are in a VR chat map.
I know. Next up is Super Mario.
When I saw them in that map, it freaked the hell out of me.
Yeah. Next up, Super Mario 3D Land. I really do enjoy this game. I just think...
I really, really love this game. I give it an
It brought back the Tanuki power-up as well as it was a brand new formula on 3D Mario. It went to a sort of style of getting to the gold pole in the 3D style, which I think worked very well. However, I do think there are certain things that kind of hold it back. Number one being the lack of power-ups. Or at least memorable power-ups. The only real memorable one was the Tanuki leaf. And that was it.
Yeah,
They brought the boomerang flower, but even then, I don't really care for that power-up all that much. I'm sure, like, if you put Boomerang Mario in, like, 2D Mario, that would work fine. That would be awesome. In 3D, it just is so much more clunky.
When are they gonna bring the hammer suit back?
They probably won't. But, like, the controls feel great. The level design is awesome. I just really, really think, compared to a lot of other 3D Marios afterwards, especially 3D World, this one's kind of a little bit lackluster. I'm putting it a solid B.
Yeah, I agree with that.
New Super Mario Bros. 2.
This one I have a lot of memories with.
Okay, it's great. It's a fine entrance in the Mario New Super Mario Bros.
I was
series.
about to say I actually like this game.
It is good. I do like it.
It is a good game.
Problem is, It's way too similar to a whole lot of other games.
And also, so the point of the game is to get as much coins as you can.
Which I think was a neat little mechanic, but really it didn't do a whole ton for you except as a bragging right. Right, once you got to 1 million or 1 billion coins, I can't remember.
Yeah.
I think it was 1 million. Once you reach 1 million coins, you got like a gold background on the title screen as well as a statue. But really, that was the only thing the coins did. It did add like DLC speedrun trials, though.
Yeah, that...
Which were neat little ways to waste your time.
That is true, and it did give us like a multiplayer mode.
Like, if you wanted to play like Super Mario Bros. On the go, it was either this or New Super Mario Bros. And both were pretty good entries. Now, though, because we have the Switch that ports so many of Mario's titles on the go, this one kind of feels a little bit irrelevant. And it doesn't really do a whole ton. It doesn't want to set itself apart. Unfortunately, as much as I really like this, because it feels so lackluster and so minute,
I actually agree with you on this. It should be a D tier now.
Yes.
I actually agree with you on this now.
Yes. New Super Mario Bros.
It should be a D tier.
This is kind of
okay. This one, I think it should go in C tier.
This one kind of has the same problem as 2, but it does learn. It should probably go in D tier. Because it does do a lot more. It adds the baby Yoshis, which we never see again.
Yeah.
But they were a neat little addition. It adds the Acorn suit, which kind of brought back the P power up and all that, but it was weird. The level design is fine, but really you could have just called this New Super Mario Bros. Wii 2, and no one would have told the difference.
Yep.
It's what
that is.
The Wii U games, for the most part, were not fantastic.
That is a semi-accurate depiction of what this game is.
However, I do want to say this: when it comes to between New Super Mario Bros. 2 and New Super Mario Bros. U, I would rather play U.
Yes, I will not play Wii. I would just play U.
Yes. So it still feels minute, and all the power-ups are great. Right, but because it doesn't do a whole ton, I have to put it in C. It's still a good game, and I would recommend checking it out. Super Mario 3D World. Oh my god!
This introduced us to the cat power-up.
Any and all complaints I had with 3D Land, almost completely gone. 3D World is an amazing game. Probably one of the best 3D Marios ever. Not my favorite, but one of the best.
Yeah.
Yes. It goes with the original get to the goal pole mentality in a 3D space as 3D Land, but it does it so much better. It goes with the character select of Mario Bros. USA, having Mario do normal, Luigi having a higher jump, being more slippery, Peach can float, and Toad runs fast. That's awesome. Awesome. Yep. The level design is great. Right.
It's basically Mario USA if it was good, better, and had a cat power-up, and if it was in modern time and was 3D.
Yes. And let's be honest, that Meowser fight is probably one of the better Bowser fights I've ever done.
It is one of the best Bowser fights I've ever had in my life.
Yes. Like, it's just running away, but it's still much better than a lot of the normal, run underneath him, get to the axe sort of deal.
Yeah.
You know, it's fantastic.
I would put this
and even the world after beating Bowser, where you get to unlock Rosalina, Champion's Road was amazing. Yeah. This is, I'm kind of torn between putting in SS Plus or S tier.
Probably SS Plus.
Yeah, there's just not much you can really do.
Yeah. All right.
New Super Luigi U. This one was released for
an S tier.
This one was really good because it adds a lot more challenge to Mario Bros. U. It designed new levels, gave a new control scheme, and really made the game a lot more difficult. And I think because another complaint people usually have with new Super Mario Bros. Games is that they're really easy. And I think this is one of those games that people really like to point to when they want a real challenge.
Yeah. And also, it was released during the year of Luigi.
Yeah. Which, unfortunately, was a failure, but it was still really good.
Yeah, they should have done another year of Luigi.
They should have done something. Like, or at least they shouldn't have fumbled the ball. Like,
they should have done another one, like, for 2023, though.
They would have made much more money. However, it still does use the same assets from New Super Mario Bros. U. But even then, that doesn't drag the game down all that much. This is A tier.
I agree with that.
New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. I think this is probably our
this one
first
is just
F tier.
a replay.
I'm pretty sure this is our first F tier
of New Super Mario Bros. U, and so yeah, I just give it an F tier.
Really, the only thing they added was allowing you to play as whatever character you want. They added Toadette. They
added Nabbit as a character to play
in the original game, and they added Toadette with the Peachette power up, which brought its own problems.
Yeah. Yep. Really, really big problems.
Oh god, I don't even want to think about this game. And they charged this for full price.
Bleach my eyes.
I will say though, the box art does look nice. It looks a lot better than New Super Mario Bros. U.
Box art is nice, but it is a repeat. So
but it doesn't matter. Even the box art doesn't help save this game from just being a remake.
Exactly.
All right.
Okay, now Super Mario Odyssey.
I think this is another S we're gonna have on our hands. Well, or an SS Plus. This game was fantastic. It is fantastic. It had a lot more high stakes because instead of Bowser just kidnapping Peach, he's now forcing her to marry him, and I think that ups. So now you feels like you're on a time limit. I meant to try and stop the wedding, which takes place on the goddamn moon. This game is just fantastic. The capture abilities, everything, level design, the worlds themselves. It feels so lively. It doesn't feel like you're just going from level to level. It feels like you're going from real places and interacting with real communities.
Exactly, but there is one thing that I do have a problem with this game.
And what is that?
They showed Del Delfina Plaza being on the DLC. Map, but it never came.
That really doesn't change all that much in all fairness.
All we got was a fake video pretending to be real, and that's it.
Even without Delfino Plaza, this game is still fantastic. If you haven't played this yet, play it.
Yeah, we recommend.
But if you don't have a Switch, buy a Switch just to play Mario Odyssey. I guarantee you will not be disappointed.
Buy the Switch too, then get it.
That too. This is an SS Plus.
I agree. Okay, Bowser's Fury.
So if you're wondering why we have 3D World and Bowser's Fury, we're just judging this on Bowser's Fury because it would make no sense for us to review the same game twice. Even though we did it with New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, but that's a whole different story. Right.
Yeah.
Bowser's Fury is fantastic. It's one of the. It brings back to words are not wording right now. It goes back to normal Mario 64 rules, where you have to get catch giants within a certain area. But it makes it so that way you don't have to follow any specific way to do it. I mean, of course, there are islands that can be discovered when you collect enough catch giants. But, other than that, there's really nothing stopping you from doing whatever the heck you wanted, except for Fury Bowser, which is a legitimate threat. I've never
the music?
Yeah. Bowser was an utter joke before this game because, same shtick, different day. Now he feels like an actual threat to be reckoned with. And boy, does it feel...
And also the music.
The music is fantastic. And it feels so good knocking Bowser in the teeth. He says his giant furry Goku Mario.
Giant furry Goku Mario. I mean, that is what he is.
However, I cannot... This game still is incredibly short. It is like another game packed in with the main game, so it's not going to be very long. If they had made the game just as its own separate standalone game, I think so many people would have bought. More people would have bought it.
Oh yeah, it also gave us Ink Luigi.
Ink Luigi, who we have not seen since. He's fled to Mexico.
Yeah. I would give it an S tier.
This game is definitely S tier. Super Mario Brothers Wonder. Where do I start with this weird-ass acid trip? It's fantastic. It's a fantastic game. The art style itself is enough for you to say, I want to play more. Or, it was a nice breakaway from what we've been seeing in New Super Mario Brothers.
This is the only way I could probably describe this game is just think about that scene from Ratatouille where the food critic is trying Ratatouille and it brings him back to his childhood. That is the best way I can describe this game.
This game added so many. It added badges, which allowed you to play differently. It added a couple of new power-ups. Some of which are less memorable than others. There's the world's fantastic. Every world felt somewhat unique. Nothing felt overused. Nothing felt like it was overstaying its welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome. The challenge levels at the end of the game are actually really challenging. And I enjoyed a good challenge. I 100%ed this game. And boy, let me tell you, it was not easy.
It was not. I still need to finish it. Because speaking of this game, I still have a YouTube playthrough. I need to get to this.
Yes. And
I need to finish it.
It also allows you to play as Daisy, which I think is a huge plus, because they haven't really done much with her besides make her a character in spin-offs.
Yeah.
Before this. So, this game, I don't know what else to say, but
SS plus tier.
It's SS plus. And with that is the tier list.
We are done.
So, just to remind you guys, here is how the tier list goes. The only game at F tier, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Just a recopy with a couple new things. D,
the only game in B tier.
New Super Mario Bros. 2. Lots of very flashy, just super minute, and didn't add a whole lot. C tier, Donkey Kong Jr. Didn't really care for it all that much. And New Super Mario Bros. U, just New Super Mario Bros. Wii, the sequel.
Yeah.
Equal. In B tier,
but better.
Super Mario Bros. USA. Weird dream thing, but still fun.
It felt like a fever dream.
Exactly. Super Mario Land. Fantastic side-scrolling action, just a small footnote in everything. Super Mario 64 DS. Yes, added a whole lot of stuff, just didn't do a whole lot with it. New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Memorable for a lot of its stuff, just, we've seen so many of this now that it just feels weird. Mario 3D Land. Awesome concept, didn't do enough with it. A tier. Donkey Kong. Timeless. Mario Brothers The Lost Levels. Amazing. Mario World does too much, but still fantastic. Mario Land 2. Nice little compact Game Boy Adventure. Sunshine. Hard as balls, but still fun. Galaxy 2. Doesn't feel like you're in space, but still fun. Super Luigi U. A nice little challenge to punch yourself in the dick. The original Super Mario Bros., a timeless classic. New Super Mario Bros. On the DS, being a continuation of that classic. Bowser's Fury, being an awesome next step into 3D Mario. New Super Mario Bros. 3, probably the best NES game. Well, the best NES platformer. Super Mario 64, probably the 3D platformer everybody points to when it comes to 3D platformers. Super Mario Galaxy, just the best. There's no real getting around that. Super Mario 3D World, which is just absolutely fun. Mario Odyssey, which felt like the biggest adventure that Mario's ever been on. And Mario Wonder, the weird acid dream that somehow turned out to be fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
So, now that we've gone through this, I want to see what your guys' thoughts on these games are. You think some of these games are worse than others? Tell me why. You think some of these games are better than others and we're not giving it enough credit? Tell us why.
Yep.
And
if you guys want to see what else we should do a tier list on, let us know.
Yeah, we might eventually move on to RPG territory, and we might eventually just do one with every single Mario game. But then again, that's going to be a long time away, but
and
who knows?
We might do one with every single ROM hack of Mario 64.
We plan on doing that soon. But anyways, that's going to be it from me. Landon, I hope you're happy with this. Just know this is what you asked for, and this is what you got, so you cannot fucking complain.
Yeah, that's right, Landon. You can't.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah.
Make sure to like and subscribe.
Make sure to like, subscribe. Go to subscribe to Greenigi over here.
Yeah, subscribe to me, but subscribe to Cody first.
Yeah, subscribe to me first.
Before subscribing to me.
If you don't subscribe to me first, I'm gonna come to your house and stab you in the eyeballs.
No, he's gonna come to your house and he's gonna eat all the food that's in your refrigerator.
I'm gonna take all your cheese.
Yeah, he's gonna take all your cheese and he's gonna take all.
You're never gonna see your cheese again. All right. Well, I think that's as good of an outro as we're gonna get. I really have nothing but to say here. So yeah. All right. Bye bye now.
Wait a minute. He's not gonna. Wait a minute. He's gonna when he goes to your house and steals all your food. He's gonna give me the grape juice and basically every single juice they have and the Mountain Dew Frostbite.
I'm not taking the Flintstones gummies for you.
Bye.